Hi there, I'm back. Today I had to go outside for some reason and also collect the report of my vitamin test. Okay, so now I have to get some sunlight because I have vitamin D deficiency and very badly. So I'll have to get a little of sunlight, and I have to, since I'm a vegetarian, it's very difficult to get vitamin D from the food that we have. There are some non-vegetarian food which you can have to compensate on the vitamin D, but very few of vegetarian items. You do have one, that is mushroom, but then I am allergic to mushroom usually. So let's see what I will do about it. So that's what I did, and today's color is gray, as you can see. Now this one looks pretty much gray, pretty much the same as what I have worn. Okay, so I just returned from going outside. So today I had thought of talking about a very interesting topic. Okay, but for that I might have to sit before I talk, because when I stand and hold the mobile, it keeps shaking, and you can make out that it's shaking, right? The stress is also very, very loose now. So what I wanted to talk today was about how to do the things that you want to do without bothering about the other things there is. I know it's not clear. What I wanted to say is, like, whenever we do some things, we always expect something in return for it, right? Like when you work, you obviously expect some payout of it. You want to get it in money. If you're not getting it in money, you want to get it in love and care. Not love and care, then the question always comes, why am I doing this? And when that question doesn't come, we usually say it is service. When we are into service, we usually do the activities without expecting anything in return. But having said that, I have always heard that people always say, when you are into service, there is something that you get in return from it, and that is a sense of contentment. That is always there. You are always happy when you think about it, when you are in service. Ask anybody who is into service, they will always tell you that they are so happy doing what they are doing because it gives them a sense of contentment. So that is a reward which you get. So some kind of incentive we always want from whatever we do. But how do you survive in situations where you don't directly receive anything that you can say, that you can claim you are getting out of what you're doing? That's a question. Usually this question comes for housewives who do a lot of work inside the house, but they never get anything in return. Usually they don't get paid for it, they don't get a credit for it. They just keep on doing it like it is a service. It's a part of their duty of being a mother or a wife, and they just keep on doing all that stuff. But now gone are those days. Now I think that even housewives get some allowance for it from the husbands or else it's not going to run. So people, or they expect a lot of love and care. Some people, it depends on what kind of reward are you getting from what you are doing. That's a question which I deliberately sat and thought about. So when I think about all these things, some people believe that I think a lot. It's not like I think a lot. This is a part of intentional living, you can say. What is intentional living? In my point of view, intentional living is when you wake up in the morning and you start thinking of why you are doing this, and you need an answer for that. that is what I call as intentional living. Intentional living for me is very meaningful, because if you don't do so many things in life without an intention, then what happens is that you kind of feel the pressure of monotony of doing the things where you are not rewarded in any way. And as I said, there's another thing to hang on to when you are not rewarded for the things that you do, and that is hope for tomorrow. You know, whatever you do today, it is for tomorrow. You do so many things today, hoping, believing, having faith that tomorrow is much better than what it is today. And whatever we do today is going to be rewarded tomorrow. So that is another way. So what is the incentive basically for you for doing so many things that you do today? That's a question. Mahatma Gandhi had said, whatever you do in life is insignificant, but it's very important that you do them. So this is why Gandhiji probably said this. We all have this thought. Just go back to your childhood days. There were times when you were very excited about sports events. I don't know about you, but I was very excited when it was sports. And then teacher comes and calls everybody one by one, and you're so excited there. There's a group of students standing there in the line, and the whistle blows and you start running. And then reaching there, it was all fun. Reaching there, the teacher picks a few out of them and takes them to the next level. So the rest of the children who ran, they are like, all the excitement is, some of them, the excitement is drained off, and they're no longer excited because they could not make it to the next level. And some of them even don't know the reason. That's it. Anyway, if you are one among the few who were selected to the next level, you go to the line, and your chance comes after a few days probably, and you stand with a group of students who are selected and run again. And what happens in that? The teacher picks the first 3 or the first 4 again. And what happens to the students who are left behind there? That's a question. So the thing is that if you live believing that you are always going to be rewarded for what you do, if you run expecting that you're going to come first, second, third, and you are going to be taken to the podium or anything like that, it will not give you the push that you need to move forward. That's the thing. So don't do anything expecting that you're going to be rewarded for it. The immediate expectation of reward is something that keeps us holding down. It's like a chain in your leg. It just keeps you there, So let go that chain, that whatever you are doing is going to be rewarded in some way. Don't stick like that. Don't depend on who is going to reward you and who is going to keep an eye on you, or how many likes have you got, how many people are following you. It doesn't at all matter. I'm not saying it doesn't matter, but if we solely depend on those things, what happens is that it works like a chain that's put up on your leg. That's something I was thinking today. Okay, there's some problem with this. Again, the light is going up and down and down and up. So that's something I would like to talk about today. So what are the rewards or incentives that you receive in your life, day-to-day life, which keeps you going? Why do you get up and why do you show up? Why do you do so many things in life that you do? What is that you get in return for that? Is it like you don't expect anything at all and you just keep doing, or is it like you are paid for what you're doing? Is it like you are going to be promoted depending on how well you do it? It's a very plain question. So when we wake up in the morning, what is that which helps us to do all these things? Are you getting some kind of encouragement or some kind of contentment from what the things that you're doing every day? Have you ever thought about that? So I do think about it. So that is the reason so many times I thought about this, and I came to a conclusion that it's always better to rely on intentional living. Intentional living means what? It means you are doing everything with an eye on the intention. You are intentional, which means that when you wake up in the morning, every activity that you do, whatever you are doing, you have it in mind that why am I doing this? What is the reason? Definitely you know that you're not going to be rewarded for it. No immediate rewards. You're not expecting an immediate reward, but there is something that you depend on so that you are able to do that. And what is that? You don't have to share it. I am not going to share my part of it. I do have some reasons why I do whatever I do. I'm talking about the simple things that we do. So this is a part of intentional living. What is intentional living? Intentional living is every damn thing that you do from morning, most of it, you do it with intention. You have an intention. Anytime you are diverted, distracted, you have something that tells you from within you that you need to be going this way. And if you go this way, this is where you are headed to, and this is where you want to do. So it works for you like a compass, all the time. That's something you can think about. It's very interesting. So that's about intentional living. So what is your idea about intentional living? And what kind of incentives that you get out of all the things that you do? If you start comparing, if you start directly depending on the reward, sometimes it can be very frustrating. I tell you that. All the time, if you do things just because you are getting this reward out of it, it becomes very, very frustrating. What is frustration? Do you know what is frustration? Frustration, sometimes, when I was working, my superior used to tell me, I think you are frustrated. And I'll just correct, I'm not frustrated, no. It bothers me, but I'm not frustrated. So why do you say that? You look so frustrated. I'm not frustrated. So what is the meaning of frustrated? Frustrated means that your actions are more inclined to the extent of irritation that you have out of something. You were expecting something and it did not happen, and it is affecting you emotionally at that level. That's what I'm saying. So emotionally, if you are affected, if you are disturbed by not being able to fulfill something because you're disappointed by not getting the reward that you wanted or getting the results that you expected to get out of something, that means you're frustrated. You are emotionally affected. And I've been just correcting my superior that I'm not frustrated because it is not emotionally affecting me. No, it is bothering me like a mosquito is there in the room. The mosquito doesn't frustrate me, not until there are so many mosquitoes and I have to be in that room for so many days probably. Then it's going to be frustrating. You are sitting in a place and there are a few mosquitoes. It is not frustrating me. I have options. I can just get up from there, go to another room. I can use a repeller. So I corrected my superior. I said I am not frustrated. It is bothering me, but it's not frustrating. So if we live relying on the rewards and incentives for everything that we do in life, sooner or later we are going to be frustrated. Frustrated because you are not receiving the reward what you were expecting out of it is going to emotionally keep you down. It's going to affect you emotionally. That's about it. Okay, so intentional living is my way of coping with keeping my expectations low in life as of now. So I don't rely directly on any of immediate rewards. But of course you need to think in the long term. We all need that. So when you look at the long term benefits of it, you are going to rely on so many things which I don't want to disclose now. So think about it. Okay, what are the things, what keeps you going right from the morning? What are the things that keeps you going? That's my question. So it's a beautiful day today, and I'm so happy because it is October 1st. It's a brand new month. Are you excited about October coming to a new month? Tell me. This is a beautiful salwar, but it's very loose for me. So I might have to take up mushrooms, though I'm allergic to that. Let's see. Or you have to have tuna, or you have to have salmons. All those options are non-vegetarian. So vegetarians have a very few options when it comes to vitamin D. But people will say, why do you have to depend on food when you can get it plenty from sun? But see, it's not easy because I don't like getting tan standing in the sun. So that's one thing. And if you need a proper healthy sunlight, then you have to step outside before 10 o'clock. That's the only sunlight which is healthy for your skin as well. So every day if you get about 15 minutes of sunlight, that is before 10 a.m., it's pretty good. And you have to be directly in the sun, not like you sit near the window and or stand at the edge of the terrace and a little of sunlight falls on you. That's not enough. So better than that is always food, getting it from the food that you have. So non-vegetarians have plenty of options and you can have it. And then for vegetarians you have mushroom and cheese. But then I have lactose intolerant as well. So that's about it. So let's see. It's okay. Good that God gave you some signs, because if you had not experienced something like this, you may never know that you have a deficiency of a vitamin, which is very, very important for your bone health as well. You know, it can have major complications if you don't have enough of some of the vitamins. So when God gives us the sign at the right time, we have to be thankful. That's all I can say. Okay, so I'll be back on Monday. Today I was not willing to show up, but then I thought, let me just show up on all the Navratri days. And tomorrow's color is peacock green. I don't know if I have a peacock green, and I have no idea what is peacock green as well. So I'll have to first check on the color and let's see if I have anything, then I'll be wearing that. Okay, so that's about it. Take care, and let me be back tomorrow.